Yeah, guys, you read the title right. Désiré Doué could potentially be the next Jamal Musiala. And you might be thinking I'm absolutely crazy. I believe this guy could be the next Musiala. So we're gonna discuss the Rennes French midfielder Wonderkid Desire Doue. And we're also gonna go into other transfer stories around Raheem Sterling. He has different Premier League clubs being interested in him. Also going to discuss the Levi Colwill situation that is currently going on. So before we continue any further, as usually, if you want to be a legend for me, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page and hit that notification bell down below. Exclusive: Chelsea are pushing for Rennes midfielder Désiré Doué. Arsenal and Leverkusen have been interested and monitor the player for several months. Arsenal could have the upper hand when it comes with Champions League football, but Arsenal can face a tricky battle because Chelsea have entered the race to sign him as well. The Blues are stepping up the interest in the 19-year-old, pushing to secure his signature in the summer transfer window. However, here comes the bad news. Désiré Doué is not sold on the prospect of joining Chelsea. It be that Arsenal and Leverkusen offering Champions League football. Arsenal can offer higher wages as well. Be more tempted to join these sort of teams because our project has just simply been everywhere. We have sacked so many managers in just a couple of years' time, in only 2 years. That's the fact. We're signing a lot of youngsters and we can't seem to develop some of these guys to the level we fans expected. If he comes here, what will be the plan for him? Can Désiré Doué really be certain that we'll have a path to develop? If I were a young player and I'm looking at different teams I'm going to join, I will also be a bit doubtful on joining Chelsea. This is not to be negative, it's to just be realistic and looking from the player's perspective. Maybe his representatives is trying to talk with him, discuss around the options, and if he joining Chelsea, he would join an unproven project so far that isn't stable. The only way I could see maybe we're getting him if the sporting directors and Enzo Maresca can have a say and pitching the project for him, and Enzo Maresca is very clear on how he's going to use him. Otherwise, I just see this is going to be unrealistic. Even though he might not be interested in joining, you never know at the end of the day. Things can happen really quickly. I think it's similar to a Jamal Musiala. And I was so gutted when Chelsea sold him, and look at him now at Bayern München, an absolute baller. Both are this type of advanced playmaker that's great for the team. They have such close ball control and using skill moves to get past multiple players in tight situations, and they are so composed and confident in their abilities. And if you're looking at FBref here, you can see that he's ranking in a lot of these 90 percentile, 80 percentile. Now his passes attempted and pass completion, you might be thinking is low, but he attempts a lot of difficult progressive passes too, and the through ball, so you have to take that into consideration too. And the guy is so versatile, he can play all over the front except maybe as a striker. He can even play in a pivot if you want him to operate there, and I think he had a very good season. The points maybe doesn't show it, but in terms of other stats, in terms of the man of the matches and the impact he has in games, and I mean, he feels like in the way he's dribbling, he's a bit similar to Neymar. I'm not gonna lie there. I'm not saying he's Neymar, but I can see some similarities in terms of his skill moves he's using there, like Neymar used to do. The price tag Rennes is offering is going to be around £56 million, but they can also be interested to include add-ons. So you're first purchasing a fee for around £34 million, and then Rennes can accept if you add add-ons on top of that that can potentially be £56 million in the end. Let me know how you feel around the Rennes midfielder Désiré Doué. Do you think Chelsea should go after him, or should we look for other attackers? Let me know that. Jacobs has updated us that Levi Colwill plans face-to-face Chelsea talks with Enzo Maresca as he looks for guarantees that he will be a starting centre back. Also know that Roman has reported that Chelsea isn't interested on selling Levi Colwill. It is again considered an important part of Chelsea project and a key player for the future. We know that Bayern is interested in the player, and we don't know if the company has spoken to the players, saying to the guy, listen, I want you to be my starting centre back. And Levi Colwill is probably looking for the best interest possible. Last summer there were also stories that he wanted to discuss around his game time with Pochettino. I can understand players want to look for the best interest. Understand that, it's their career. Despite me thinking Levi Colwill could be an absolute superstar of a centre back in the future, I think no one should be guaranteed minutes. I think it's up to the manager to choose which players that he wants to use. I mean, if you're having poor performances and not being consistent while other centre backs is performing better than you, then you shouldn't be angry if other players getting more game time than you. Now, we don't solely know how the situation is looking behind the scenes, but from reading this, I can only give you my thoughts and opinions around it. I would love for Levi Colwill to stay. For me, he's an absolute baller. Should be a key in that defense. If he's going to ask for unreasonable minutes that he wants a guarantee that Chelsea, Bayern München is after him, I can understand why Chelsea will look to sell him for those reasons, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Levi Colwill will stay. How do you feel around his situation? Let me know, of course. I'm gonna talk about Raheem Sterling, the last news here. It's coming from Graham Bailey. The Chelsea hierarchy have made it clear to Sterling that he is not in their long-term plans, but he does not want to leave, and we know that for a long time that Sterling wants to stay and prove people wrong. He's not interested in joining other teams. Sterling's name has come up with the Palace during conversations for Michael Olise, while West Ham are believed to keeping tabs on him too. West Ham are reportedly interested in Chelsea Sterling, according to TBR Football 2, who say the West London side are looking to move for the England international and that Chelsea have made him available for transfer. I wouldn't be against keeping him for one more season, because I have a sort of belief that he could suit Enzo Maresca's system and being one of those wide wingers. Sterling is earning over 300,000 a week. He hasn't performed to the level we expected. There have been so many chances he has missed. He has been through on goal, and he had many opportunities to square it to a teammate who would have open net. But he has put himself before Chelsea in certain situations. That's how I'm feeling. He wants to score. And he wants to get into the England international team for the Euros. But he couldn't do that. I think he has been egoistic in some situations. I can understand why Chelsea will look to moving on, and I wouldn't be solely against it. We see, of course, what's going to happen there. I mean, Raheem Sterling would then have to be open to speak with Palace and West Ham if they are interested, but if he doesn't want to join them, it can be very difficult to move him on. So it's a tricky situation we have put ourselves here with Raheem Sterling. We know Saudi clubs been interested in him too, but he has refused to accept joining any of these teams too. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, how you feel around Désiré Doue, Levi Colwill and Raheem Sterling. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'm out, guys. Peace.